Hi, it's Matt from Survey Tech and I'm here at the Silvertown Tunnel at the heart of London. I've been invited here by Andy Mulholland, the Managing Director of Amcrete UK, the concrete technology specialist. And he's going to be giving me a little lowdown about what they're doing here on site and some of the innovative technologies that they're using. So Andy, can you tell me first about the project?
Well, the project is designed to relieve a lot of the traffic and congestion between Silvertown and Greenwich, particularly at the Blackwall and Rotherhithe tunnels. So we've been here since middle of 2021 and we're due to complete the project by about mid-2025.
So obviously there's an awful lot of concrete being used in this project. Can you tell me a little about some of the processes that you have to make sure that the concrete's of the right quality?
Well, we work with the client and the client subcontractors to ensure that all the mix designs for each concrete is correct. Particularly when it comes to the durability design, which is a key factor for this project. So here we have 14 technicians and other staff working closely with the subcontractors and the client to test the concrete as it arrives at the gate, then to do our post-pour checks on their behalf to make sure that whatever element that we're building is done correctly.
I was lucky enough to have got a tour from one of your colleagues of the extensive testing facilities that you have here. So if you have all of that testing here, why is it that you also use non-destructive testing, such as the range from Screening Eagle?
Well, the non-destructive testing allows us to confirm what we're recording, whether it's us recording the concrete that's coming in and being tested, as well as the engineers they're setting out and their records for any of the elements being constructed. Carrying out NDT testing allows us to confirm that to the designers, so they've got a great deal of assurance as to what's being built here.
And what products do you use?
So we use a Proceq cover meter. That's used a lot, not just on this job, but on other projects. Here, we generally use the Proceq equipment for as-built surveys, but we'd also use the same amount of equipment and the same type of equipment on other projects to carry out structural investigations. So it's quite versatile, the equipment we get from Proceq.
And there are lots of brands out there. Why did you specifically choose to go with the kit from Screening Eagle?
All of our equipment is supplied by Proceq. The level of service that we get from the company is second to none, so that goes a long way in convincing us to stay with Proceq. But the equipment itself, it's relatively simple to use. Again, we get a lot of support for training, so it's a natural thing for us to do to go straight to Proceq.
And could you maybe tell me a bit about the process of concrete coming in and the tests that it undergoes, and then maybe the tests that happen in situ afterwards?
When we're planning, or when the project is planning to construct an element, we may well have to do concrete trials. So my team will look at the mix designs, select the appropriate range of fresh property testing, as well as hard property testing. So we'll make the specimens from the concrete that gets delivered. And then we'll keep monitoring the production side of life, carry out the fresh property testing, making sure everything is compliant, and then we'll be sending specimens away for external laboratories to be tested, and then we'll review those results. And when we get those results, we may well go back out into the field with the Proceq equipment and just do an NDT survey to confirm everything and then issue all that information to the designers.
So I think that's really the interesting thing about what you're doing here. You know, the concrete is tested at all stages and then further verified through processes with the Screening Eagle technology. And I think it just shows how innovative you are throughout the process. And it's a great test case of what we as a country should be doing for our major infrastructure projects.
Well, I agree. So we use the equipment to demonstrate that the project is being built correctly. And if we get it right in the field, then we're going to reduce the occasions where we're going to get structural failures, which is when we would normally get called into a project to use the Proceq equipment to understand what's gone wrong or one of the contributing reasons as to why it's gone wrong. So we're using cover meters as a prime example, not to find faults, but to confirm that everybody on the project is doing things correctly.
And that, I think, is a really useful message. You know, things should be verified before they get to the point of failure,
Yeah.
and not just afterwards. You know, it should be a birth certificate rather than a post-mortem.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
that's a really good message, I think, to go out to the industry.
Yeah. Agreed.
Thanks a lot for your time, Andy. It's really, really interesting.
Thank you.